At Campbell Mechanical Services, we keep commercial buildings and systems running efficiently. Watch this video for information on optimizing your HVAC, plumbing, and mechanical systems.
So let me ask you this question, Nick. You know, when it comes to that comfort level and your experience in being in this industry, you know, what's best practice in regards to what should we look at as a client, especially when it comes to, you know, everybody has different temperature gauge, I guess.
So I think if we take a step back on that and talk about, you know, what are the negative things that affect, you know, comfort and, you know, building occupants. If we get into everybody has their own level of comfort, right?
Yes.
We know I like my office cold, you like yours hot.
Right.
You know, but how do we strike that balance? And the easiest way to go about that is going to be through zoning. So when you implement HVAC zoning, there's a lot of different ways to do that. VAVs are the most common. And what that does is it allows us to have a large primary system, but then it breaks it down into each, say, office building. So your office can be warmer. You can be putting in the warmer air while mine's putting in the cooler air. So we can kind of create that balance, strike that balance, as they say. You know, in individual offices, it's pretty easy to do. Where it really gets interesting is going to be when we get into large open offices. So how do we zone those? And that's really where we get into smart buildings. You know, implementing correct sensors. You know, making sure that our control systems are correct, proper ventilation.
So just a quick question. So from a control standpoint with Campbell, is that something that we can manage along with, let's just say, you know, your organization has a controls person? I mean, from a technology standpoint, I guess that's where I'm kind of going with the question.
So absolutely. We can take your buildings and be able to manage the whole thing. We're on the cutting edge of technology and controls, the cutting edge in HVAC. I don't want to dive too far into the nitty gritty on the controls. In fact, we have an expert in-house named John, and he's able to really get into the weeds on that. And
so it sounds like you guys got different subject matter experts that come in and do the diagnostic or analyze exactly what specifically needs to be done.
Absolutely. We let the experts be the experts.
I understand.
And so that's really where we get into that, and that gets into that smart building part. But when you implement all that, you make it a whole building approach, whole system approach, that's where the zoning can come into play and allow everybody to be as comfortable as possible.
So from a vertical standpoint, has Campbell worked with, I guess, many types of verticals, whether it's college or hospital systems, or what's your experience in doing this?
All of them, right?
I got you. Okay.
No, we work really closely with a lot of higher ed, a lot of multifamily housing, student housing, which is large zoning. We also work in healthcare, which, you know, you can have one room that needs to be 100 degrees in a burn unit, but you might have another room because of it being a sleep study room that might want to be at 67, and those two rooms can be running on the same system. Then when you look at commercial office buildings, another vertical, right? And every single person has a different threshold for their comfort. And it's really finding where that threshold balance is.
I got you.
So if you need any more information or looking to see how we can help, reach out to your local Campbell rep, and let's get your guys' comfort taken care of. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Coffee with Campbell.
Whether it's a quick question or a challenge you need help solving, give your Campbell rep a call today.